very good evening and welcome to the last Wednesday of the month of November on Prime TV News. I'm Ishara Nautun. Now let's get started with your top stories for the day. 35 state ministers and 3 deputy ministers take oaths before the president. Defense Secretary pledges to eradicate drug trafficking. Speaker accepts the leader of the United National Front as the leader of the opposition. Bangladesh Islam is sentenced to death for 2016 cafe attack. Now for your stories in detail. First, the local news. 35 state ministers and 3 deputy ministers were sworn in before President Gotabaya Rajapaksa at the Presidential Secretariat this morning. Minister of Mahaveli Development, Agriculture and Trade, Chamal Rajapaksa, was sworn in as the State Minister of Defence. Vasudevan Naikara was the State Minister of Water Supply and Drainage. Gamini Lokuge was sworn in as the State Minister of Urban Development. Mahinda Apabevardhana is the State Minister of Irrigation and Rural Development. SB Disanayaka took oaths as State Minister of Land and Land Development. WDJ Senaviratna is the State Minister of Economic Affairs and Policy Development. And Mahinda Samarsinghe is the State Minister of Public Administration and Internal Affairs. CP Ratnayaka was sworn in as the State Minister of Railway Services. Lakshmani Apabevardhana is the State Minister of Information and Communication Technology, and Susantha Punchanilame is the State Minister of Small Medium Enterprise Development. Anupriya Dashanayapa took oaths as the State Minister of Trade and Consumer Welfare. Susil Premajayanta is the State Minister of International Relations, and Priyankara Jayaratna is the State Minister of Indigenous Medicine. Ranjit Simbalapitiya was sworn in as the State Minister of Education Service. Mahinda Anandaludgamage will be the State Minister of Power. Duminda Disanayaka took oaths as the State Minister of Youth Affairs and Rohita Abe Gunawardena as the State Minister of Energy. Thaisari Jayasekar will be the State Minister of Industries and Lasantha Aligiyavanna will be the State Minister of Public Management and Accounting. Kehliya Rambukwala was sworn in as the State Minister of Investment Promotions. Arundika Fernando is the State Minister of Tourism and Thilanga Sumatipala is the State Minister of Technology and Innovations. Mohan Priyadashana De Silva will be the State Minister of Human Rights and Legal Reforms. Vijitha Berugada was sworn in as State Minister of Women and Child Affairs and Roshan Ranasinghe as the State Minister of Mahaveli Development. Janakava Kumbura is the State Minister of Export Agriculture and Vidura Vikramanayaka is the State Minister of Agriculture. Shehan Semasinghe was sworn in as the State Minister of Development Banks and Loan Schemes. Kanaka Herath as the State Minister of Ports Development Affairs. Tilum Amunugama took oaths as the State Minister of Transport Services Management and Lohan Ratwata as the State Minister of Roads and Highways Development. Pilamavira Disanayaka will be the State Minister of Wildlife Resources. Shanta Samaravira was sworn in as the State Minister of Environment and Sanat Nishanta Pereira as the State Minister of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources. Taraka Balasuri will be the State Minister of Social Security. Nimal Lanza was sworn in as the Deputy Minister of Community Empowerment and Estate Infrastructure and Kanchana Vijayasekara as the Deputy Minister of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources. Indika Anuruddha will be the Deputy Minister of Public Management, Internal Affairs, Provincial Council and Local Government. Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa, ministers and MPs were present on the occasion. Addressing the gathering, President Gotabaya Rajapaksa said that ministerial positions are significant responsibilities rather than privileges. The President highlighted that it was not possible to give ministerial positions to everybody who were committed to the presidential election victory due to restrictions created by the Constitution. The President stated that though he contemplated to downsize the number of state ministers similar to the number of cabinet ministers, the state ministerial positions were created to meet the needs of the people that were recognized in the election manifesto. President Rajapaksa noted that he regrets that he was not able to appoint a female parliamentarian to the position of the State Ministry of Women and Child Affairs. The president urged the cabinet ministers to support the state and deputy ministers to carry out development work. The president said that the state sector should be given new lease of life and make it efficient. 12 MPs who have not been appointed as ministers, deputy ministers or state ministers have been appointed as Development Committee chairman. The appointment letters were handed over by Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa. Presentation of appointment letters to the District Development Committee chairman took place at the Presidential Secretariat. Sudashini Fernando Pulle has been appointed as Development Committee chairperson of the Gampaha district and Dr. Sarath Amunugama for the Kandy district. Galle District Development Committee chairman will be Chandmavira Kodi and Niroshan Premaratna will be the Mathura district chairman. Kaudra District Development Committee chairman is Pial Nishanta and Shriyani Vijay Vikrama has been appointed for the Ampara district. Veerakumara Disanaika is the Development Committee chairman of the Anuradhapura district and Dushmantha Mitrapala appointed for the Galle district. Dinesh Kankhanda is the Development Committee chairman of the Ratnapura district and Thenuka Vidanagamage appointed for the Badula district. Matal District Development Committee chairman is Lakshman Vasanta Pereira and Sumedha G. Jayasena will be the Development Committee chairperson of the Monaragala district. Defence Secretary retired Major General Kamal Gunaratne says that he will take all necessary measures to eradicate drug trafficking in the country. He was speaking to media after attending religious observances at the Pulnithala Rama temple in Ahongala. A religious activity was held at the Pulnithala Rama temple to commemorate the 61st birthday of Venerable Valithara Amarananda Thera, Senior Anunayaka of Chula Gandhi chapter of the Amarapura Nikaya. Speaking to the media, the Defence Secretary said that the current situation in the country is satisfactory. The Defence Secretary commended the police for the service rendered to maintain peace and order. He added that measures are already being taken to safeguard democratic rights of the people. Kamal Gunaratne noted that well-rounded plans have already been formulated to secure national security and to ensure rapid economic growth. He pledged to extend his utmost support to the President, Prime Minister and the Cabinet to implement those policies. The Defence Secretary said that around 100 kilograms of Kerala ganja was apprehended today in the sea area near Kachathiu. The operation was handled by the Navy. He pointed out it is a clear manifestation of the government's commitment to eradicate drug menace and will be taken steps to protect the youth and the future generations of the nation. Speaker Karu Jayasuriya says he will accept the leader of the United National Front as the leader of the opposition. In a tweet, Speaker Karu Jayasuriya says he has taken this decision respecting the parliamentary tradition. He also added that the parliamentary tradition should not be violated. Speaking further, he said that the party's problems should be resolved within the party itself. All UNP MPs were summoned to Sirikotha for a special discussion. The meeting was held with the aim of discussing some issues that have arisen within the party and reaching agreement on them. It was convened by UNP leader Ranil Wickremesinghe, UNP General Secretary Akhila Viraj Karyavasam and National Organizer Naveen Ditsanayaka. The petition filed by former Defence Secretary Hemasiri Fernando, who has been remanded for allegedly failing to prevent the Easter attack, is to be taken up by the 17th. The Colombo High Court issued notices to the Director of the CID, the Attorney General and other respondents to appear before the court on the next hearing. Meanwhile, the revision petition filed by IGP Pooja Jayasundara will be considered next hearing. The Supreme Court today announced that the decision on the appeal petitions filed challenging the order given sentencing 6 suspects, including former DIG Vasconavardhana, to death for murdering a millionaire businessman will be announced soon. The oral submissions of the plaintiff and the defendants ended when the appeal petition was taken up before a 5-judge panel of the Supreme Court. Minister Dinesh Gunawardena states that the policies of the present government are focused equipping younger generation of the country with professional skills. Dinesh Gunawardena, who was appointed as the Minister of Skills Development, officially commenced his duties at the Nipunatha Pearson Arahenpita. Subsequently, the minister participated in a special discussion with ministry officials. Former Army Commander General Mahesh Senanayake says he will support all the right decisions would be taken by President Gotabaya Rajapaksa. Mahesh Senanayake was speaking at a press conference at his office in Borella. The former army commander congratulated the newly elected President Gotabaya Rajapaksa. He said the order of the law should be consolidated. Mahesh Senanayake noted that independent judiciary is the only path towards that. He highlighted that in the caliber of the civil society organizations, they will stand beside all legitimate decisions to be taken by the president. The Jaffna University authorities say that the entrance into the Jaffna University premises has been banned for today and tomorrow. According to Professor K. Kandasamy, the competent authority of the Jaffna University, no lectures will be held today and tomorrow. The university administration has informed all students that there will be no ceremony or any other activity in the university premises during the 2 days. Meanwhile, it was reported earlier that the Jaffna University student groups had planned to hold some programs to commemorate dead LTT cadres. However, the government had earlier announced that tiger celebrations are totally banned. And now it's time for Biz News. India's finest full-service carrier and a joint venture of Tata Sons and Singapore Airlines inaugurated service to Colombo, Sri Lanka. The airline now flies daily, except Wednesdays, between Mumbai and Colombo, making it the first to offer the choice of premium economy class for travel between India and Sri Lanka, in addition to economy and business class. Passengers on Vistara's inaugural flight from Mumbai were welcomed in Colombo with garlands. Vistara's chief guest for the occasion, High Commissioner of India in Sri Lanka, Economic and Commerce for Secretary Dr. Sushil Kumar, Civil Aviation Authority of Sri Lanka Air Transport and Economic Regulation Director Rehan Vanyappa, and Haley's PLC Executive Director Ruan Vaidyaratna graced the occasion. And that's all we have for you today. Do join us again tomorrow at the same time. But till then, you can visit itanews.lk to be updated with the very latest. I'm Ishara Nautuna. Have yourself a wonderful evening. Good night.